Today, we're going to be talking about fallopian tube problems. And now, this is not going to just be a medical perspective, but I'm going to be throwing in some emotional, psychosomatic pointers and aspects that you can look at this situation from a completely different angle. Hi everyone, Evette Rose here, founder of Metaphysical Anatomy Technique, which is a gentle, graceful healing technique that's designed to help you to greatly improve your quality of life, to shift anxiety, depression, stress, trauma, wherever it is that you feel stuck, maybe self-sabotage even, or secondary gains, in a way that's easy and very graceful without needing to relive the past, without sometimes even needing to talk about the problem, and also not really even needing to know the root causes of it. And you can find out so much more at evetterose.com. Now, everyone, welcome here to today's topic, which is all about the fallopian tubes. Now, this topic and what I want to talk to you about today is in the general sense. Like, sometimes we just have issues with the fallopian tube if you're female. This is something that you might have come across. Sometimes when you have your period, you can maybe sometimes feel the fallopian tubes flaring up as well. Or sometimes the pain can come forward in the stomach area and probably in the groin area as well. Now, when we look at fallopian tubes, in this case, let's start with maybe just something as simple and basic as a blocked fallopian tube. And this can now, for example, be aspects where you can feel maybe some pain coming forward in the pelvis or the belly area. And this pain can also actually happen quite regularly. It doesn't have to always happen at the times when you're actually having your period. Now, if a fallopian tube is also blocked, then the passage also for the sperm to get to the eggs is also blocked, as well as then back to the uterus for the fertilized eggs to move to as well is then also blocked. And common reasons for blocked fallopian tubes can also be perhaps scar tissue, infection, and also pelvic adhesions. Now, pelvic tube disorders can all come in different ways and shapes and forms. And some of them can, for example, be sections of the fallopian tube where there is, for example, pelvic inflammatory disease. They can also, for example, they can be an ectopic pregnancy. They can be for infertility and also tubal factor. That's problems that just causes blockages there. Also, what you can also have is an isolated tubal torsion. There can be cysts. There can be many, many different reasons for this as well. Now, when we look at the psychosomatic aspects of it, let's start with the general interpretation, and then we'll go more into the specifics, like for specific fallopian tube problems that we can, for example, have. Now, when we look at just the bigger picture, the overall scope of this, we're looking at challenges with our femininity, feeling in the flow of our identity as a woman, feeling connected and feeling safe with that gentle, graceful feeling that we have with just being female, just being gentle, being soft, but feeling safe being in that state. Now, in most cases, a lot of women don't feel safe being in that state because it is a sign, or at least it's perceived as a sign of weakness. In reality, it's not. It's actually a beautiful strength. I mean, look at Mother Teresa. This woman was, she was fierce, she was strong, she had a tremendous amount of, courage. She was very resilient in her life, but she did it in a very beautiful, compassionate way as well, and very loving as well. But she knew her boundaries, she knew who she was. And so that's what I'm talking about, just being able to have the Mother Teresa effect, as I would call it, and to be able to gracefully step into that and also feel safe being within that as well. And when we look at the fallopian tubes as well, we're looking at the female's connection with the father and how gentle that is or was. Often it can also be, perhaps it was a dynamic that you observed with mom and dad, and maybe that was very stressful. Maybe mom had a very stressful dynamic with that. But normally in most cases, it's actually about your relationship as the female with the father figure or with a masculine figure. It could very well be actually that your mom showed up very masculine as a masculine female. And that can also cause tremendous stress in this area now as well. When we look at the fallopian tubes as well, believe it or not, from many times that I've seen working with clients, it also has a deep representation of being in the flow of life. So if there's problems with the fallopian tube, the first thing that I would ask is, where in your life do you feel things are just not flowing? Now, people might be over dramatic and say, well, it's all aspects. Well, no, it's not. Where are things not flowing? In relationship to yourself, maybe relationship with mom or dad. Mostly it probably would be, masculine figures. But remember, as I said, this can also include females who are being very masculine as well. So remember to actually have a look at that as well, because that can also be something that can be coming forward really, really strong. Now, if there's, for example, inflammation, now we're looking at suppressed anger perhaps to the sense of self, suppressed anger towards being feminine or towards femininity, suppressed anger towards someone who's not allowing you, or at least making you feel that you cannot really truly step into your femininity in a graceful and gentle way. There's always something that you feel that you have to fight for. It's always a challenge. It's always stressful. And the things that happen, that whether it's now your environment, whether it's dynamics, whether it's maybe your relationship with dad or with mom, these dynamics makes you feel that you cannot you cannot ease into that gracefulness of being a woman, of being feminine, being gentle, just being graceful. There's always something that has to be battled out and fought for, or always having to be very defensive. You can't relax, you can't feel fully safe within your sense of self. So these are all pointers to be looking at as well. So I do hope that helps. And remember that emotions always greatly contribute to the physical health of our body as well. It's not just diet, it's not just your environment, it's your mindset and it's your emotional state as well. So guys, remember to catch me at evetterose.com, and I hope to see you again. Remember to subscribe here to my channel as well to stay up to date. And until next time, be the light that you are. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm sure that you learned a lot. So guys, subscribe to my channel here and also hit the notifications bar, and so that you can get notified every time when I upload a new video. So guys, also remember to share the video and also look out for courses that I have below in the description bar. And until next time, be the light that you are.